is Sarah Oerther. I'm a professor at the University of Texas at San Antonio. I've actually done my undergraduate and graduate studies here, so I've had a lot of experience with working in the labs. And as a graduate student, I worked with them for years before I became a professor too, teaching the lectures. I work right now as the General Chemistry 1 lab coordinator. So not only do I help to kind of check on how the course operates and runs, I also work very closely with the graduate students and also the students in the course. For our lab courses, to help students get an idea as to what they need to keep in mind for lab safety, we do have lab safety training that they need to take at least once a year. So they'll take it, it's good for a year, then they have to take it again as a refresher. Those courses were done by our safety department, but they are multiple slides, usually around 60 plus slides. Maybe there's maybe one embedded video or two, but they're very dry. You flip through them pretty quickly. The students can self-pace it before getting to the quiz at the end. And while there is a lot of information in there, it's information dense, not necessarily super engaging, and it also has safety information that applies to other labs, not necessarily our freshman students and also those in organic. So it's kind of overloaded and doesn't necessarily apply very well to what they might be doing in particular. So for years we've talked about it off and on, and what happened was around spring break, the department chair of the chemistry department saw basically a part of a demo for the ACS modules, and I thought this looks really interesting. Like I was already kind of caught by just the look of them, especially in terms of just like the illustrations and what they're presenting. And after getting the demo, basically having fully voiced ACS like sponsored and created videos looking at up-to-date safety information in a lab setting, I thought that was incredibly valuable for us to have. So for those, when we come in as a TA, a lot of the information is communicated from instructor to the graduate students and also from graduate students to one another. So that information that we can give to one another, usually that'll come from just years of experience, but what's in there is a great refresher even for those who do have the experience behind it. I thought it was great to really highlight things that you will need to get used to when you start managing a group of people, especially in terms of keeping them safe. Because some of these things we kind of take for granted, we shouldn't, but we think, okay, reflexively, they'll have this knowledge, they'll know what to do. But some graduate students, they aren't used to managing groups of people, and it could be groups of 5, groups of 10. We have upwards of 22 to 24 people in a lab section, which is a lot. So I thought what they were presenting in there was great in terms of those type of skills that hopefully we're communicating to them, but that the videos help to reinforce. So I've been mostly working with the General Chemistry 1 ACS modules. For the organic modules, originally we demoed them, and the instructor for the course in the summer thought they were easy to use, and the students also had a good deal of engagement with them. For our courses, we've been having some good response from the students. Now, some of them might still look at this and go, this is a kind of a longer video, could we make it a little shorter? But a lot of them have really been appreciating how they're organized, the amount of information that's there, and also definitely the dress code, how they have lots of great examples, because that's the thing. When you come into the lab, how you dress can definitely be one of the most important things to keeping you safe. And it can take seconds for someone to accidentally get something spilled on them. And if they don't wear the right thing, that will get them hurt. So they've been really liking those situations, seeing how they can highlight who's dressed right, who isn't dressed right. So I think for the modules, since they are really clear and easy to use, we do walk the students through, we do give them a rundown as to what to expect and what to do. So basically, we are having an easier time helping to kind of reinforce those things and also kind of keep those policies in place in lab. What this is also doing outside of this is helping us to take a look at how our TAs, based on their own personal training, how well they are enforcing what the safety videos are saying too. So that's also helping us to understand that additional training to kind of help our TAs help work with the students and also keep them safe. I think that's been very invaluable for us. In particular, I love how they handle the MSDS information and the chemical symbols. I don't know why, but that was one of the first things that I really enjoyed about seeing them break it down. Because when the students get the chemical information, when they first see it, some of it's going to be pretty clear and easy to communicate, but other times it's going to be a little overwhelming for them. So walking them through it, having them understand what information is important to them and how to kind of go through piece by piece. I thought that was wonderful, especially, yeah, looking at the Jenkin one, the organic one, I really liked how they did that. The students did like some of the more interactive portions. I think they definitely like the day in a lab, basically where they had to go through and highlight here are the different things that are happening along the way. Are the policies being followed? Just the more kind of active application of what they've been learning. I think when we talk about safety, it's really easy to bog the students down with all the minutia. This really does present things in a more visually engaging kind of attractive package that splits it up into basically the different parts. That makes it easier to digest for them to kind of break it down and then approach. Because the downside with our original training was it was just one 60 slide chunk. They take it and then that's it. This at least breaks it down and then really highlights this area, this area, this area, and how they are all important in terms of how we should be approaching lab safety. So we definitely want to, we started off by introducing this in our general chemistry labs, and now we have the lab safety for organic labs. What we want to do in terms of the lab safety culture for sure is to get a uniform sense of how the students should be approaching the lab, what they need to know in terms of safe behavior, and how they should approach the experiment each time. But also, I want to make sure, and the others definitely want to make sure that when we have our teaching assistants, we have ones that have plenty of experience and ones that are newer. Those that are coming in, we know what is important when they come into the lab, and that also they are kind of like that last line of enforcement. They need to make sure that these rules are being followed, that what the students are learning in the videos, they also need to be applying to how they handle the experiment. So definitely to make sure that we are kind of uniform across the board in terms of how we approach lab safety, and that no matter what lab they're taking, whether it's a freshman lab or a more advanced lab, that they are still following the safety policies and understand that this can be dangerous. The good news is we are being safe, so it's not, it's a controlled environment. I want to make sure that they know how to approach it. I thought that we had a great deal of support coming in. Any communication, it was very quick with our employees and then also those from ACS. Once we knew exactly what we needed to do, it was very quick for it to get put through and installed. It's been very easy to use and also to be used from semester to semester has been very easy to kind of put them in there and then kind of transfer between our modules. So if we ever do have problems, and we've had a couple of small technical hiccups here and there, we've always been able to address them quickly and get in contact with those that can fix them. So I've been very appreciative of that. So I think with these modules, it really has done a lot to make safety more approachable. I'm hoping the students will appreciate in the long term and also the long run how when they see this situation and it pops up over and over again, it becomes more habit. Like you basically have safer habits coming into the lab and then going from experiment to experiment. One comment that I saw earlier today was talking about how they take a biology lab and then we have our chemistry labs and how the lab safety was explained in these videos. It was much clearer and much better explained than the preparation for the bio lab. So the good news is that means that we're on the right track. Hopefully they can use that information to be safer, not just in our labs and also in other labs too. So I like that.